Welcome back to the morning show on XL7 TV. It's time for This Week in Real Estate with Bob Zadora. How are you, sir?
I'm great.
And this week you've got a guest, Chris Nassari from Nassari Home Mortgage.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How's things?
Good.
Good. Bobby Z, you're sporting the Hawks.
I am. Opening day is in another week, so new season.
Ready to go.
Yes, I am.
Looking for the cup.
That's what it's what everybody hopes for on day one.
Who holds the cup right now?
Right now, it's held by Florida, and they've got it, and they did a good job getting it. They played. People don't realize how hard that is. I have to skate around, chase a little thing, but the physicality and the number of games and the short period in between the games is very challenging.
Chris, you ever been to a hockey game?
I have seen the Stars and the Blues play, and those guys are massive.
Yeah, and you don't realize
You
how
put
fast
skates on them, and then they're already massive guys.
yeah.
They're freaking massive.
and the speed of it.
Yeah, it's crazy.
People
It's
just don't realize
it's
how
a blast.
fast. Yeah,
So-
it is. It is.
It's a fun sport.
Yes, it is.
Quick action sport.
Yes.
Kind of like the real estate business.
Kind of some days, yeah. Yep.
Kind of like mortgage rates.
That's right. Yeah, quick action.
Quick action. Be on your toes.
Yeah, quick.
Mortgage rates. That's probably our biggest issue that we have right now with people coming in and the debt-to-income ratio and people not being able to afford homes. I think the government's plan was to get prices to drop, and actually just the opposite has happened.
It's another
Prices-
well-planned out government
Exactly.
effect.
Absolutely.
Exactly. I'm here from the government. I'm here to help you.
Yeah, that's right.
The scariest thing
Run.
I can hear. And as we see the rates have gone up, the prices have gone up as well.
Yes. The logical thinking out there right now is that, prices have gone up, but they've settled in. The flip side of that is they say when they drop, they anticipate a 10 to 14% increase in values.
Right.
When they do pull back
Right.
some more. So it's, rates are going up. They're at the highest levels they've been in, I think, 16 to 20 years, somewhere in there. So we have a little philosophy that one of my loan officers loves to use in our office. We call it marry the house, date the rate.
I use that a lot.
So,
yes,
you know,
indeed.
When you say that, Chris, date the rate, is it very expensive for them to refinance that rate?
Well, I mean, basically, our outlook in our office, and I'm a Fed watcher, I'm an economic watcher, and I know as much on that side of it, predicting the future like all you guys do. But, we think that maybe fourth quarter, starting into the first quarter of 2025, we'll see some real rate reduction. So that'll give people opportunity to refinance. And it's depending on program. Certain programs are very inexpensive to do, VA, rural development, then some are just kind of normal, appraisal credit and all title work. You kind of got to go through some of the same rigmarole. But, exponentially where rates are, the refinancing is going to be a great value to people. As long as they don't jump into it too fast. Meaning, because what'll happen...
the rate starts to fall.
in our market, there's so many telemarketers out there hitting people immediately when rates drop, and they're trying to get them to refinance on a half point or a point or whatever, and they really need to have a professional analyze it correctly for them before they refinance at one point drop, and then it drops another point, and they're just getting beat up for refinancing. So, that's something the consumer really has to watch.
The consumer should really be aware. Somebody who calls you on the phone looking for business, cold call stuff, you don't want to deal with anyway. I talk about local banks all the time. I talk about Chris all the time. Deal with the people that are here in town that can help you.
Well, and you need to be able to walk into somebody in the grocery store and then be able to still look you in the face that you didn't get,
Yep.
shebanged on, refinancing. So I just think it's real critical that, before people refinance when rates do come down, they don't get too excited over a $100 payment drop. They need to really analyze where they're at in the amortization and, what's truly beneficial for them. So I tell as many people to refinance as not to refinance in my office. I talk people out of it all the time.
Yeah.
Just because it's not logical to do it. So.
Yeah, because if it's going to cost you $3,000 to $5,000 to refinance,
How long is it going to
how
take
long
you
is
to
it going
recoup
to take you to
that?
recoup
That's
that
right.
$3,000
Yeah, you need to be able to look at the recoup. You need to look at where you are in your amortization. You may have a 15-year fixed at 6% and you're 7 years into it, and the 15 years 3%. But now you're all into the principal portion of your reduction. It's not worth doing. I
Right.
mean, it doesn't
Right.
save you any money. So you just,
And everyone's unique.
that's right. Every deal is unique. The people, telemarketers calling you, to my eyes, they're looking for one thing, and that's to
Oh, sure.
churn a commission and
course,
churn you.
of
So,
course, of course.
so it's just how it goes.
When people talk about current interest rates now, and then there's with 1 point, 2 points, 3 points, what are those points?
Well, so typically an origination fee or discount point will buy it down for you. And you have to logically look at where you are, as far as we don't like excessive points right now because we do believe in a couple years that rates are going to drop. But, some people need the warm and fuzzy of, okay, I'll go ahead and spend the point. We usually analyze it all together. This is with an origination fee, this is without, and let the consumer decide.
And a point
This-
is really a percentage.
That's
It's
right.
1%.
Yeah, so
that
for-
people have an idea of
That's
what
right.
that
So
number
$100,000 loan, 1 point's going to cost you $1,000
you
extra
go.
at closing.
Right.
So it's just something you got to really watch right now. But I mean, we are, as rates go up, we're all strategizing in our industry how to keep our markets going and some buy down opportunities and also some strategies for sellers. If housing does slow down a little bit, how to, make their house look a little bit better on the market, maybe for offering some mortgage incentives to get people to buy and have a lower payment to start. So that's going to come more into play than I think it did 6 months ago.
You think we'll see more assumables or?
Well, no, I mean, the VA loan is really about the only assumable. And what people don't realize about the VA loan is you don't have to be a veteran to assume it. A non-veteran can assume
Oh,
a
really?
VA loan. Absolutely. So the other side of that is they're assuming it at their mortgage balance, right? So $200,000 sales price, a veteran has $150,000 VA assumable at 3%. The consumer could assume that as long as they qualify. But they're going to have to come up with a spread between the difference of the 150
need that
and the
other
200,000. That's right. And they could use that as a down payment. But if they're walking into a 3% mortgage and it's maybe
that'd be well
it's a
worthwhile.
conventional
Sure.
loan buyer, then that's a great deal. So that's
Is there a different tool that they can get to loan that 50,000 to get that 50?
Not really.
So they would have.
I mean, they could go. I mean, there's not really a HELOC or anything you can stack on top of it. So
Okay.
Now the other side of that is the local lender, myself, doesn't do that assumable. They have to go through whoever the current consumer is paying their mortgage to.
Whoever's
Their
holding their VA loan.
Yeah, we call it the
right now.
servicer.
Okay.
So whoever their servicer is, but that's a good tool, but not one that's really going to be utilized that often. Because
surprised.
a lot of people don't have
Don't have
excessive-
the money
spread
to be
because,
able to pick
as
up
we
the
all
difference.
know, prices have gone up. So
Yeah.
if somebody's sitting on a 3% mortgage, that's from a couple years ago, and that's even accelerated. So,
Yeah.
that is a tool out there for people to use, but.
Because
Like a lot of things that we have in our industry to promote and stuff, it's rarely going to be used. So.
What are current rates right now, Chris?
Well, do we have to talk about this? No,
Well-
just kidding. It is what it is. So depending on credit score, loan amount, blah, 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 blah. Your best rate borrower on a conventional loan, probably as of business close yesterday, probably with an origination fee, is probably 7.25. Your best, FHA borrower or VA or rural development borrower, maybe 6.75. So there's about a half point spread there. So, and that's without any tricky buy downs or anything like that. But we are definitely embedding ourselves in the sevens right now.
Yeah.
And
And like you say, that's good credit. That's people.
that's
that,
good. That's good credit. That's best credit. Now the government stuff doesn't have as tight a credit restrictions as the conventional loans. Conventional loans are tiered every 20 points. So, but the government loans are not. So a 680 credit score can probably get 6.75.
Chris, how long have you been in the mortgage business?
In the business, I started in the business, interned in college in 1992.
Okay.
So 30, going on 31 years, is that right?
So you've been through several presidential election years. How does that normally affect interest rates?
Well, any sitting president doesn't want rates to be high, right? You know, that hampers their election.
I'm not sure the one we have now knows they're high.
Well, you know, so yeah, or where he is, but so you know, but the Fed drives it, which is supposed to be a wholly independent, away from presidents.
Supposed to be, yeah.
Supposed to be, but so I mean, we think that the Fed will ease maybe a quarter during 2024, but that's not really substantial. I mean, for rates to come down, the market has to know that there is a systematic plan of rate lowering in the Fed's toolbox. So, and they'll lower faster than the Fed as long as they know the Fed's going to go a quarter, you know, what their look is. Because everything we do is market anticipation. Rates have gone up really rapidly in the last 2 weeks, okay? And that is been driven by economic numbers, and the Fed may not be easing as quick as the markets thought they were.
And that's based on the 10-year note.
Yeah. The best way to track it for lay people is looking at the 10-year yield on the Treasury. It's not the actual tool that drives the rate. It's what we call the Fannies and the Ginnies, which is a security that you really can't see on the open market. You have to pay to play on that one. So,
there you go.
So,
Bobby Z, real quick, we probably ought to look at some numbers.
We can do that, I think. Come here, you. This week in real estate, there were 62 new listings came on the market, 5 commercial properties, 17 parcels of land, 40 homes came on the market. Big jump. 3 of those 40 are taking backups, and that number's kind of shrinking down as far as the backups, as far as people coming and buying them quicker. There were 30 sales, 2 parcels of land, 28 homes sold. They range in price from $50,000 to $540,000. Average sale price this week was $204,000 with 67 days on market. So people are seeing stuff's coming off the market that's priced well and ready to go. 9 properties expired, 27 had price changes. There's 49 residential properties waiting to close. Currently, we're up to 284 homes on the MLS. Year to date, for 2023, there's been 818 homes have sold for $186 million. The average sale price this year is $228 with 86 days on market. Last year, there had been 935 homes that sold. The average sale price last year was $221 with 81 days on market. And then going back to 21, the average sale price was $197. In 2020, the average sale price had been $166. In 2019, before COVID, the average sale price was $148. So you can see how the interest rates, if anything, they're helping to force the prices up and the cost of homes. Is the value there? Is yet to be seen, but the prices are there. And I had seen some things that if the market starts to, as the rates do fall, the number of people that will be coming into the market are going to do just what you said. It's going to force the prices up even higher than they are, and I think we're going to see that going forward.
Chris, what does it take to get a pre-approval letter through Nassari?
Well, we do it a little differently. We like to see most financials, so meaning we want to see pay stubs, bank statements, tax returns if they're self-employed. So and we are very critical of that process. So meaning that we just don't like to kick a approval out in 5 minutes.
Right.
So now there are opportunities when we can do that. We got 2 borrowers on Social Security, and we're pulling credit, whatever. We can do it, but our process, we would like to work that process a little bit slower because I think it makes our pre-approval letters a lot more valid.
There you go.
Because our closing percentage the last 3 years is like literally, as far as loans that we pre-approved and sent them to a realtor and they bought in the market, has literally been almost 100%.
Sure.
So that doesn't count for fallout of.
Doesn't count for somebody going and buying a Porsche the week before.
Well, we really have had no fallout. Our fallout is usually appraisals and home inspections. So, which we have seen that uptick drastically with rates, meaning that I have to do federal reporting every quarter. I would always report 3 to 4 withdrawals because of that. I'm reporting almost 30 every quarter now.
Because of
So that
appraisals?
means 30 people that came in, applied, we got their loan going, they dropped because of appraisal or home inspection.
There you go. How'd I get you, Bob?
Call Linda, 870-405-0793. The website's retiredtoarkansas.net.
This has been This Week in Real Estate with Bob Zadora, Century 21 Lee Mack Realty, 870-405-0793, retiredtoarkansas.net.
And Chris, what's your number?
870-425-8351. Call us anytime.
There you go. Thanks for joining us.